Welcome to Growing Younger podcast, where we guide you through your journey of reaching your fitness goals after 40.
The lazy exercise that helps to reduce pain almost immediately and also lowers blood pressure. Hi guys, this is Alex Blazewski here, the physio from Growing Younger Fitness. And that is today's topic of the podcast. We're going to talk about the isometric exercises. For those of you who don't know what that actually means, I'll explain it in just a few seconds. So, there's an exercise I've been using more and more with our clients lately. And most people completely dismiss it. They don't really believe in its value. But that is actually incorrect. Because it looks so easy. There's no movement, so you're not actually moving your body. There's no sweat. There's no heavy weights involved. But here's the very interesting part. It's now being used almost like medicine in fitness and exercise physiology. And it is being used for a number of purposes. So for pain relief, for improving strength, especially for those people with injuries, and for those people who are over a certain age bracket, so like particularly people over 50. And it is also used for reducing blood pressure. So there's actually research evidence to say that this very simple type of exercise helps to reduce blood pressure. And so the results are surprisingly significant. So we're talking about isometric exercises. If you haven't heard of isometric exercises before, so a simple definition of an isometric exercise is when you hold a position. So you're not moving through a certain range. You're not actually moving your body at all. You're just holding a certain position. So example would be a wall sit. So where you prop your back against the wall and you just hold that position, or a plank hold if you're targeting your core muscles. Or maybe if you want to work your calf muscles, you could hold the top of a calf raise. So you come up on your tippy toes and you hold a position. So that all of these are examples of isometric exercises. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people mistakenly believe that those kind of exercises are just kind of the beginner stuff, or that they're too easy for me, or it's just kind of rehabby type exercises. That is actually that is completely not true. So first of all, I'm going to discuss the effect of isometric exercises to give you some pain relief. So if you have achy joints, if you have knee pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, isometric exercise could actually be quite useful in addressing it very, very effectively. And the research says that isometric exercises can actually help you improve your pain almost immediately, particularly for tendon pain. So you think of Achilles tendonitis or patella tendon pain, also for joint related pain, so things like knee arthritis, hips, ankles, shoulders. For all these kind of issues, isometric exercise can actually be very helpful. So the way isometric exercises work, they actually help to improve or reduce the sensitivity. It reduces the sensitivity of your nerve endings to pain. It also helps to calm the nervous system, so particularly your peripheral nervous system. So these are the nerves that convey the signal of pain from your arms and legs to your brain. So it actually helps to calm that nervous system down and reduces the signal of pain. It also allows you to strengthen your muscles without excessive irritation, because there's no movement involved. You're just holding the position still. So what it means is that you are a lot less likely to aggravate your pain by doing these type of exercises. So according to research, all you need is doing about 4 to 5 sets of these exercises. So each set would involve a hold. So a single hold between 30 to 45 seconds, and you do it 4 or 5 times, essentially. So 4 or 5 sets, each time you hold for 30 to 45 seconds, okay? Now, in terms of the effort involved, you're probably looking for about what researchers are referring to as moderate effort, okay? So not to absolute failure, not to the point where you literally cannot hold anymore, but also it shouldn't feel too easy. So somewhere in between is what you're aiming for. Now, this is for pain relief. This is what, if you're targeting the effect of pain relief, this is what you need to do, okay? Now, you might be wondering, how long does the pain relief last? Okay, so according to research, the pain relief can last anywhere between half an hour to a few hours, okay? Now, sometimes it can last longer, but this is kind of the average, okay? Now, you might be thinking, well, that's actually not, that sounds a bit short term. So what's going to happen after the period of time? So the pain generally does come back. However, this gives you a window of opportunity, the window of relative comfort, where you can actually take advantage of it and use it to your advantage. Okay, so for example, let's say you were given some exercises to do by your physio or your personal trainer, and every time you do those exercises, it causes more pain. So what you could do before you do those exercises, you do isometric exercises. Now that gives you, let's say, 40-45 minutes window of no pain or less pain. Now you can, in that time, you can get those other exercises done with relative comfort. Okay. Now after a period of time, by strengthening your muscles, you may actually reduce your pain levels overall. So essentially, by using the isometric exercises strategically, you're reducing your pain levels for a period of time, in which during this time you're doing your other exercises which help your strength overall, and then after a few weeks or possibly a couple of months, you end up in a much better position where you're actually generally stronger and maybe you don't even have much pain anyway. Hopefully that makes sense.
Hey guys, really quickly, we've put together a whole body strengthening guide that's designed specifically for people over 50. So if you'd like to strengthen your muscles in a safe and effective way, just head down to the description of this podcast and click on the link, fill in your contact details, and we'll send the guide to you straight away.
Another use case of isometric exercises to improve your pain levels could be, you might have some hobbies or some physical activities that normally cause a degree of pain, such as walking. You like to go for a walk, but your knees hurt too much, or you like to play a round of golf, but it hurts too much. So what you do is you do some isometric exercises just before you start the activity. It makes the whole activity a lot more comfortable. So you can think of it as a isometric exercise as a reset button, where for a period of time, it's like almost like taking a pain relief medication, but without the side effects. So you basically give yourself a period of time where you feel a lot more comfortable and you feel less pain. So therefore, you can do the activity that you like to do with less pain. Now let's switch over to the next benefit of isometric exercises, which is reducing blood pressure. Now, this was actually a surprise to me. Even being a physio, I have not actually heard about this benefit of isometric exercises until I read this piece of research. So this is very interesting. So research has shown that isometric training can lower blood pressure, okay? So there's actually specific figures by how much it can actually help you improve your blood pressure. So you've got your systolic and diastolic blood pressure. So which is, when you look at your blood pressure reading, there's a higher number and the lower number, okay? So systolic is the higher number. So that figure, the isometric exercise can actually reduce by 8 to 12 points. And the diastolic, which is the lower of the two measurements, it can reduce by 4 to 6 points. So that is actually pretty significant, okay? In fact, it's comparable to some blood pressure medications, and it is certainly comparable to the effects that cardio training can actually offer you as well. Now, we know that cardio exercise is good for you and it helps you improve your blood pressure, but sometimes if you have arthritis in your knees and hips and other parts of the body, cardio training can be too painful. So some people simply cannot do cardio training because it involves brisk walking or running or playing tennis. If you have a lot of knee or joint pain, you simply cannot do it. So isometric exercises give you a very workable, valid alternative to staying stronger and, most importantly, to reduce your blood pressure. So when it comes to reducing blood pressure, the recommendations from research is that you should be doing about 3 sessions of isometric training per week. Now, each session should contain 4 2-minute holds. So these ones need to be a bit longer. Okay, so if you are targeting blood pressure as your main sort of benefit, you need to be holding for about 2 minutes. But then again, see, if you're holding for longer, you can adjust the resistance or the intensity. So if you're doing a wall sit, you just don't go as deep, so you can last longer. So you make it a bit easier, so then you can last 2 minutes, okay? And you do it 4 times, and that's per session, and you do it 3 times a week, okay? Make sure you have proper rest in between your sets. So you hold it for 2 minutes, and then make sure you have a couple of minutes rest in between. So then you can last another 2 minutes, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. So common examples used in research that you can also use to manage your blood pressure would be doing wall sits. So that's when you lean your back against the wall and you kind of squat down and you hold that position. And the researchers also used hand grip holds. So when you grip something and you hold it for a period of time. So all these exercises have been proven to be effective at controlling and lowering your blood pressure. So we're just going to have a quick discussion now about why isometric exercises are especially helpful and useful for people over 40 or especially over 50. Now, as we get a bit older, our joints become a bit creakier, our joints become a bit sensitive. So things like running or even brisk walking sometimes can be a little bit irritating, a little bit painful. So we are looking for an alternative to help us stay stronger, fitter, and also possibly control our blood pressure without too much impact. And this is where isometric exercises come in really handy, because they offer a much safer alternative with very low impact, in fact, pretty much no impact. The recovery is better and there's less risk of getting injured. While at the same time, it actually helps you load the muscles in a very efficient way, which means you are getting stronger. They help to protect the vulnerable joints, they reduce pain, they build strength. So all these benefits without the risks. So particularly, yes, if you are over 40 and you are looking for a way of staying strong, especially if you have injuries, if you want to manage your blood pressure, isometric exercises should not be overlooked. So just like a bit of a summary, I think it's a bit of a myth that people believe that to get stronger, to get fitter, you need to move. So in the literal sense, using isometric exercises, you can actually stay still, but still be exercising and still providing very real benefits for your body, okay? So if you're not sure what isometric exercises are, look them up, or if you still need more guidance, talk to your personal trainer, or you can get in touch with us if you like, and we'll be happy to guide you through that process. So isometric exercise, even though it may look easy from the outside, your body is doing some real work, and there are some real benefits that are proven by research without any doubt. So hopefully that was useful for you. If you think that this could be also helpful, this information could be helpful for someone else, please share this with your friends, family, if you think they could get some, if you think this information could be useful for them as well. That would be much appreciated. All right, all the best for now, and I'll speak to you on the next podcast.